3, 2, 1, go. Right, today we've got absolute legend of Churwell. I was really keen to get this guy on because I've known him since I was probably about 4 or 5 years old when he used to cut my hair. He's got a real interesting story. Nobody in Churwell and Morley doesn't know who Phil Fryer is, but he's also like the most humble, not big-headed, probably almost shy guy. But everyone knows him. If anybody's got a bad word about Phil Fryer, I absolutely guarantee you there's something wrong with them. Nobody don't like Phil.
That's a nice one, thanks for
well, that. You are a nice guy, and you got a real interesting story that goes back a long way. And one of the reasons I wanted to get you on show today, and I've never told you this before, and I'm not trying to like grease your ass out, but
yeah,
like what I always liked about you, whatever you do it to 120%. I can remember when I was a kid, I used to come get my hair cut at Phil's Barbers. I used to get a bit of anxiety because I was not allowed to let anybody other than you cut my hair. Once come and I just thought, I didn't have bottle to tell the lady that I don't want my hair cutting by you. My mum says Phil's got to cut it. So I just let it go. And the minute I got in, Phil ain't cut your hair. I tell you now, Phil's cut your hair, Phil ain't cut it. And the others want bad barbers.
No,
but
it's
my
true.
mum just knew.
Yeah.
But it were a real busy little shop. But what I'm trying to say about the 120% thing, at that time, you were like into, triathlon or Ironman?
Yeah, I used to do a triathlon and Ironman.
But you were like the first guy, so you'd go in there and you'd get your hair cut and come out with a power bar, a tub of, you were like first guy doing all nutrition shakes.
Yeah, we're doing all those
stuff,
years ago.
Neoprene shorts, you could even buy bike wheels and everything.
Yeah. And that's like 25 years ago. So.
I've got a freakish memory from my youth, me, and I can remember going I sort of like save my money up because at that time I was mad keen on playing rugby. Like I'm very like whatever I do, me, I have to be like. So I'd be like, God, I can save my money up. I'll get my hair cut and then I'll get some of them that energy drink.
Yeah, High Five we used to sell.
And I once bought
bars.
some neoprene shorts off you, like the support shorts. Didn't need them at all. I just like looked good. But
yeah.
I just thought, wow. And then obviously we'll talk about it like going forward. You're going to like being Frank Sinatra. So
it's a massive difference. Yeah.
How long is it since you shut shop? When did you? So no, let's start. When did you open it?
I opened the shop in Churwell in 86.
1986. So I must have been 6 years old because I was born in there.
Had a shop in Holbeck at the same time as well, which I opened in 81. So I'd done 5 years there, and then realised, well, this building came up in Churwell, and I thought that's where I want to be, and managed to get it and do it up, and really everybody from the area came to me.
When did the school move to? Because
that was
must have been the boost
about
for your business because everyone had to come past.
It was, I think that could have been about 88, 89.
Yeah, I were like the year before you go up to high school. I were the first ever one at whatever years that is. It year 4 or something.
Yes,
I did 1 year. 2 years.
So you went from the
Churwell.
old school to the new.
Yeah. Because I was looking on Facebook the other day and I didn't realise that you used to organise the Churwell 5.
The Churwell 5, yeah.
I mean, this podcast here.
I mean, that was massive as well.
Probably the Churwell and Morley people watch this.
But still, well, the Churwell 5. I mean, we started. I started that in 86. Literally the first year in the shop. I thought a charity race would be fantastic, really. Because I
think it'd be brilliant if you could organise something like that again.
Like I mean,
Churwell or Morley 10K or something.
Yeah,
like
it ran
that.
for 5 years. We started with 50 runners in the first year and raised maybe 200 or 300 quid in funds for charity. And then 5 years later, we had 500 runners. We'd like people come. Gateshead Harriers were coming down and running it.
Did it used to start from Churwell School? That was School
Yes.
Street, didn't it?
Yeah, you used to start outside my shop originally, and then I got permission to start at the school. And 1 year we finished down at the Fleece, so that were ideal. People straight in there and have a pint.
My old man will have just been stood on Fleece steps.
Yes,
just having pint.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so sod the energy drink.
My dad will have been a chief finisher watcher, and it finished at Fleece.
Forget the power bar, then get a couple of pints straight down you.
I was seeing that picture and I was looking, and I couldn't believe how many people I actually knew. And the guy who stood out for me remember the guy with the really long curly hair? He always used to to wear a sweatband.
Yes.
He used to do it
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. And they were, I seen Ian Sweeney, who does Churwell Irons, he were up
That's
front.
true. Sonny Sweeney's son,
Yeah.
obviously, and
David Stancy used to run it like a whippet.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, there's some fantastic runners in the area, you know. And
to be fair, Morley, it produces some real special and good people in terms of, you know, people like yourself. I know you're a pretty shy guy, but sports people. Then you have people like Simon Brown. Do you know Simon? Who's got
yes.
He's coming on this next week.
Oh, is he? Wow.
Like for
Fantastic,
a small place. It does.
The sports
it does create
people.
some quality. You know, you've Michael Wainwright, Super League player.
Yeah.
Footballers, Johnny Howson and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
of course,
get Johnny Howson on, by the way.
Yeah, and Johnny used to come in my shop like yourself at that time.
Everybody
and
got their haircut at Phil's. If you didn't get your haircut at Phil's, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, just incredible. Great memories, really, you know, and great to see, like yourself, how successful you've become. You know, you've got passion in what you do, just the same, and it's great to see that as little kids, and then all of a sudden these people are businessmen now, and made
You've
something
seen
of
us
themselves.
all come through, haven't you? You'll have seen them all come through.
And they all used to like envy what I would do in Ironman and question you about it all, and how can I run a marathon, how can I swim at a lake or whatever, and you give people advice obviously in the shop, and then you know next minute they might be winning a marathon or.
You definitely had influence on. I don't like to say, Phil Fryer made me into being butcher, but I definitely thought like, you know, that guy, whatever he does to 120%. So like with me, I've got a passion for my job. I love my job.
Yes.
I love working at shop in Morley. I won't change it for all. You know, somebody could say to me, listen, you can have $1,000 a day. I'm going to show you how to lay bricks. But it's $1,000 a day bricklaying.
Yes.
It's not.
It's just not the same, is it?
My mate always said to me, if you enjoy your job, you never work another day in your life.
That's true.
And
that is true.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And like Christmas time, that Christmas week, I mean, I'm definitely not racist whatsoever. I've got loads of Asian mates and stuff like that. But I treat
I'm the same,
Christmas week as my, like, do you know where they're fast? Is it called Eid or where they're doing the Ramadan?
Yeah, Ramadan.
Well, that week is my personal challenge. That is, like, we can go like 3 days without sleep. We've got to get everybody wants it fresh. Everybody wants it at last minute.
Yes.
Everybody wants it from butcher. So, like, you get some butchers who moan about that, like, I've got 3 days. We probably have like 6 hours sleep in 3 days.
Yeah, of course.
But I just say to myself, that is my challenge once a year.
Yeah.
And
you
I
like
say,
attack it, don't you?
Yeah, I say to the staff, we have 2 ways of doing this. We either do it and we do it properly. We have a bit of laugh. We get a takeaway in. Probably have a couple of beers while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Or we sulk and moan for 3 days, go home, have an absolutely shit Christmas because you're totally knackered and throw your teddy out of cot. Yeah. And that's our challenge, and that's what I like surrounding myself with.
That's like aiming for an event. It's like training for something, isn't it? That really, you know.
It's
preparation.
It's my thing. Christmas is my personal challenge, and you'll never see me at Christmas in shop moaning. I might be tired. But you'll never see me moaning or groaning about it because like, if I can't do it, that's when I'm gonna quit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But one thing I'm interested in is, like, I know for a fact, without even asking you were passionate about your hairdressers. That was your thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How much of a decision stroke wrench, like for me to shut my butcher shop, I'd have to be really. Why?
I know what you're going to say.
Made you go into singing for a living?
It was a major decision, and obviously I wasn't just working for somebody. It was my shop.
It was like an earthquake going off in Churwell. They were like, shit. What is He's shutting hairdressers.
I know.
People want that.
I know. It was like crazy. I left the shop to the girls, you know, to the staff initially when I was picking gigs up in well, obviously, I was singing in the local pub to start with, you know, the commercial in Churwell and JD's Snooker Centre and stuff. But then all of a sudden, word were getting around, you know, this guy, you know, he can sing a bit, and I was getting weddings in London and places like this, and offers all over the place, and I couldn't get back to open the shop. You know, it might be a Sunday wedding, and I couldn't get back to open Monday. So I was spending less and less time there.
And the thing about that shop is, no matter how good your girls were, and they were pretty good,
yes,
it was
there
Phil's
were.
barbers.
It was,
They were
yeah.
like, you want it.
So I were losing touch, you know, and the people coming on, like you've said earlier, they wanted me, and I wasn't there. So they just think, well, why should I trail from, you know, however, because they might have moved out of the area and still come back to me. Why should I drive 20 mile and he's not even going to be there? So all of a sudden I started to lose clients, and my singing were paying better as well. I'd up my fee. I thought, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right, and I'm going to charge the right money. So as soon as it started paying the bills, you had to think, well, you know, what do I do?
It's not a bad life either.
Yeah. And like you've said, you know, I was 100% passionate about it. I was studying Sinatra.
I bet you were half upset, weren't you?
Yes, because
you were
these
half
people are
upset.
personal friends.
I remember ringing you once and saying, listen, it were empty at shop for a little bit, and I wanted to put a sandwich shop in there, one of my hairbrain ideas.
Yeah.
And if you remember, I rung you and you said, listen, Phil, as much as I like you and I think it's a good idea, this, that and other, I'd prefer that shop to stay an hairdressing shop.
Yes, yeah.
And I respected your decision, because I thought, you know what? That's fair play, that. It's like...
And it still is on now, you know. And I still my building, but
Yeah, it's still your property.
the girls rent it from me, you know.
Do you have the flat above it as well?
Not now, but I did at one time. But
My mate once rented that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a couple of piss-ups in there.
yeah, a few crazy parties.
Yeah, we had a few. I think it were Nicky Walker and Barker. Mark,
Yeah, I've heard some stories
Barker?
about
Yeah,
that place.
Yeah, it went a bit wrong.
I think they
there a
got
couple
kicked
of
out
times.
at one time, and then they decided, you know, to sell it, you know,
Yeah.
and
So,
and move on.
Before
Yeah.
we're going at Frank Sinatra bit and this
Yeah.
over, which everyone knows you for, I'm lucky enough to know you from the start.
Yeah,
but
from previous, yeah.
How did the Frank Sinatra thing start from you? Because I hear loads of different stories.
Yeah,
Where did it come from?
Well, at that time, I was getting to the back end of my like racing career, marathons and Ironman and triathlon. I was trying to qualify for the world champs in Hawaii.
I remember seeing it on Sky Sports and that.
Yeah, and you know, I trained, as you say,
100%. Whenever I saw you, if you weren't doing that, you were
Yeah.
either on a bike or running.
Yeah, I was training twice a day, you know, as
And
well
like
as working.
in Churwell, you used to go, when you were running up and down Churwell, it was just like, I bet you used to get this. Did it?
Yeah, all the time.
You should
Yeah,
have just got like an arm.
Didn't have to
stuck your
train my
back
arms
like that.
anyway.
It's like that.
Yeah.
All right.
A little waving arm on your shoulder like this. but-
Everyone knows Phil.
Yeah, but yeah, we're getting towards the back end of my racing career, and I decided as one last fling to ride Lands and John O'Groats, just do something sort of for fun rather than racing it. And a friend of mine at the time, Richard Brayley, sadly he passed away a few months ago, only 58. I went to school with him as well. We decided together to do it and get money for heart research and Candlelighters, the children's cancer unit in Leeds. Get sponsored loads of money and do this 900-mile bike ride for fun in a week, you know.
Bloody
And
hell.
so
How many miles a day are you doing on there?
we were doing 150 mile a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and then having a 3-course meal and a few pints when we finished, and then
Like I
getting
say,
the Chinese
it's not
on the way
normal
home.
bloke. It's like-
You know, we just trained like idiots, you know, and but yeah, loved it. Got sponsored loads of money for great charities. But while we were training, Richard was a bit of a singer. I never knew, and I knew he could play. He played in a band, a big band. But I never knew about his singing. So we started going to JD's snooker centre, and a guy
I
there,
could get
Alan
served
Kent,
in there when I
who
was
ran it.
15.
Yeah.
Alan Kent.
Yeah,
he's,
Alan Kent.
He's my mate's. He's with a DJ.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
do you know Tony Lum, who has Big Fellas?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's still in contact with him now. He still
Yeah,
does
with Tony.
DJing and all that. Yeah.
He did his clubs for him, didn't he? You
Yeah,
know,
Tony's got like, well, he's Lord Mayor of Pontefract. He just
Yeah,
does everything.
yeah. He's
But
everywhere,
He's
isn't he?
always with him, that Alan Kent. Yeah, I remember him.
Alan Kent ran this karaoke, like disco and karaoke thing, and Richard would get up every week, and I'd go along and have a few beers with him, and I was too shy to get up and sing.
You are a pretty shy guy.
Well, so that's why I can't believe I got into this. Really, to be honest, you know, I was terrified. You know,
I have this problem.
on my
I'm
first
shy.
gig. Yeah, yeah. I can tell. You know what I mean? But yeah, I used to watch Richie get up, and he was like a muscly guy, shaved head. He looked like, you know, like he'd rip your head off if you said good morning.
Right said Fred.
But yeah, he did, honestly. But yeah, when he got up, he used to sing Matt Monroe and Tony Bennett and stuff like
Tony
that.
Bennett, me old man.
And he'd nail it. it absolutely nailed it, and it was like it sang like a bloody angel. It looked like an animal.
It is a real quality, innit? I'd love.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to be able to do? Maybe have you seen them pianos that they have like in Victoria? Imagine just being able to sit and play.
Yeah, and
It's a real quality. I'd love.
Yeah.
One, I ain't got
and maybe
the
just sing a
patience.
couple of tunes while you're banging
I just
it.
think it.
Oh.
Don't matter what it is in life.
Yeah.
If it's quality, I always sit up and like respect it, whether
Yeah.
it be sport or food or
music
a pint
or whatever.
business or if somebody's real good at something, I like.
You give 'em
watching
your time,
do
don't
it.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, after a few beers one week, I got talked into having a go. And, obviously, you were reading the words off a screen. I'd be singing things that were in the charts. It never suited me at all. And then you start looking through the book and thinking, try this, try that. Did a bit of Neil Diamond, and I'm going further back through the years. And eventually came across a few Sinatra songs. And I was never into Sinatra. I think my parents played this stuff when I was growing up, and it's in your head, isn't it? You tend to think you're sort of ignoring it when you're a kid, but really it's going in. You might be listening to what's top 10 in the charts, but this stuff goes in, and it's great memories. And I thought, I'm going to have a go at this, and it just suited me from day one. I'm not saying I was good at it.
Yeah.
From day one I wasn't. And then Alan Kent said, you've got to you can't just sing the song. You've got to give it passion again. You've got to. You're telling a story. People have got to believe what you're singing. You're not just reading it from a screen. It's a story. People want to know about it. They want emotions. So I worked at it, and eventually they put a big competition there. And maybe the following summer, £1,000 competition or something. All the locals were going in it, and people that have been singing for years. And eventually I got into the last half a dozen or whatever, and this great big final came along, and I won it. I went dressed as Frank, sang a couple of tunes, and I nailed it. And there were people walking out because they thought they should have beat me, and fell out with a few people over it. Not my problem.
No, you're not following nobody.
And then it was from that one or two of the judges said, if you get yourself like 10 or 12 songs together, you could make money out of this. And I'm like, whoa, doing something that you really
because it just
love,
literally, it was like, for somebody like me who's known you, like, about, I was like, he's doing what?
Yeah,
And I came to see you at BB's. I took my mum, and I give you a heads up, like, do us a favour, sing to my mum. I think it was Mother's Day, it might have been.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like,
and with a live band as well. And
I ain't Phil Fry that I know.
No,
like,
and I've got this. I'm not saying I'm full of confidence. I still get kind of apprehensive before I go out on stage. I still have that little bit of a jittery moment before I step out. But once you get out there and you hit your first few lines, and you can see that people are loving what you do, because I like to be able to see people's faces. Like you when the clients come into the shop.
Yeah, I like to serve people,
the connection, and so many a time. You've all on keeping me on stage, as you know, because I just literally out, and I want to go around the tables and look at people and sing to people and make them all have a good time. And it seemed to have worked.
Yeah, you're certainly good at what you do. And like I said, when I took my mum that day, she was made up. And like I say, what I like about you, I know for a fact that once you say, right, that's it, I'm going to be Frank Sinatra, you'll have studied it, you'll have looked at it, how do I improve it, and you'll be doing the very, very best version of him that you can possibly do. But how far has it took you? And don't be humble.
No,
have you ever done it for any famous people? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you pick up the gigs in like London and stuff, which were fantastic for me, really. I mean, it was a bit of a dream, really.
People.
Yeah, in the Dorchester and places like this, and English National Ballet once booked me. I thought, well, I don't dance, I only sing, But anyway, and so went down there with my band, and they actually picked the song that I had to sing. It was just one song, with all that with the band and everything, and the English National Ballet choreographer put a dance together for Fly Me to the Moon, and I had to just stand at the side of the stage while all the best dancers, literally best dancers in the world, danced to Fly Me to the Moon, and my piano player playing on a white grand piano just down on the ground. And I mean, things like that, it was just like, it's a dream, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in places like that, then you're bumping into like, Chris Tarrant and sort of whoever else happens to be around, celebrities, Terry Wogan or whoever. And there's just names everywhere. A lot of very, very wealthy people and celebrities. Who else? I would say the one that's got me the most work, I would say, was Holly Willoughby's wedding.
What? How did you do hers?
I did Holly's. It's about 11 years ago now.
She's beautiful as well. Who did she marry? Who got her?
Well, believe it or not, he's a BBC producer, unheard of. He's obviously behind the scenes all the time. And even on the wedding, I hardly saw him.
She's just beautiful, that girl, isn't she?
She looked like an absolute princess.
She's a nice person. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
She's good at what she does on telly.
Oh, and she's so...
I don't know who her husband is, but I don't like him.
No. He's,
I immediately dislike him.
He's so shy, he kept in the background. You won't believe it was his wedding day. We're all about her.
She is. And if you like your daughter turned out to be like that, you'd be just like...
Oh,
if our Molly turned out like that, I'd be just like... That'd be my life complete.
And talking to her, it's just like me and you now. It's just like talking to your best mate.
You can tell just by being she is a nice person.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
100%.
No pretentiousness, nothing about money.
If they get you in for divorce,
yes,
will you just introduce her?
Oh, yeah, wow. and at that wedding, I'm looking around as I'm singing, obviously, and I'm walking around the tables and came across this one particular table. I'm thinking, there's Liam Gallagher there,
What?
Yeah, and I forget what they call his wife at that time.
Patsy Kensit.
Was it? No, one before that, I think. They were in the All Saints, I think. Nicole Appleton, the sisters, weren't there?
Yeah, I remember
and,
that.
there were Fern Cotton at the table, Dermot O'Leary. So there's this table, it's like, and I'm walking around singing, thinking, my God, I'm singing to like Liam Gallagher here. And I don't know what came across me, but I'm halfway through a song, I'm singing That's Life, and I'm walking around the table giving it big shots, giving it everything. So I'm thinking, I want to impress these people. And I just went straight over and put my hand out to shake his hand.
Yes.
And you read stories about him punching photographers and all kinds of stuff, And he shook my hand and nodded at me. And then as soon as I finished my gig, he was one of the first to come over and say, great gig, great singing.
I once did with him. My friend in Leeds, she used to have a shop called Boodlam. Remember, it's all kickers and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
And she told me that he'd booked a pair of kickers. I love Liam Gallagher. I love it. You imagine me. I was born 1980, so when I'm getting into 18, and he's like, wow. So I said, will you do me a favour? Will you put this card in his shoes? And I put on it for free fillet steak for life. Come to this butcher.
Really?
Yeah, I tried my best. It never come like that.
No.
I tried my best. I love Liam Gallagher.
Well, I got the biggest laugh of the day on that particular wedding because it's all kind of, you can't get in anybody's face as such. It's a wedding. It's not.
Do they say to you like, don't be getting selfies?
Just go do your bit. And basically, when you're finished, you get your money and you go. But when I'd finished and I'm clearing my gear away, with Dermot, another great guy, because he loves his music, and he came over to me as well, and we had a little chat. And like I say, Liam, I went over and I had a talk with him for about 10 minutes.
Do you like Oasis?
Yeah. But they were obviously more like my girls, my daughters are more into him.
God, they're not dissimilar age to me, they're banging to
it. But I still love the music.
Yeah, I do. I love Oasis.
And he told me he recorded his last album in a building that Sinatra recorded some of his albums. I don't know where the hell it was in New York, but we just chatting away, like I said, just like you're talking to your neighbour.
Yeah.
And my piano player he's getting all his gear down, and it's electric piano obviously, and he's pulling the cables out and doing whatever. And he says all I can remember about the gig is he looks over and I'm giving Liam Gallagher a card. And I just literally went like that and got a card out of my pocket. Says, you ever need a singer for any parties, give us a call. And Matt Stacey, my piano player, is absolutely peeing himself in the corner, me giving Liam a card.
If you don't ask, you don't get, do you?
But he put it in his pocket and he went. You just never know, do you?
If you don't ask, you don't get. I'm a big advocate for that.
I never thought anything of it, me. If you talk to any clients afterwards.
My mate says to me, and I always respect what he says, you're already on a no.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You got to get stuck in.
You've got to do it. You've got to push yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I think I'd got more confidence by that time. And and I didn't realise, but that handshake I did with him halfway through the gig, there was an official photographer from OK magazine. They got the shot with me with a hat on and shaking his hand, and it were in OK magazine the week after. So Holly, Liam, and me from Churwell.
Like
you
I
know,
say,
like
I
what's
know
this about? I couldn't believe it, my luck. It was, and then literally weddings coming from all over, and weddings in like Dubai and Milan and
so they fly you out
Switzerland,
to there?
and yeah, you know, just one night only. Just one night only.
They just fly you out to Dubai.
Yes.
Sing and back.
One of them were in the Burj Al Arab, you know, the 7-star
What?
hotel, the big one shaped like a sail.
Yeah.
And you know, we've got exclusive use of everything in there while we're there. And like, might have been Robbie Williams flying or coming on a helicopter onto the pad and have a meal up there, and Madonna, and you know, and you think, I'm singing this place. You know, they're letting me in. You know, normally I won't get in.
Yeah.
They won't let me through
On
the
side,
door.
really, you'd pay them to have a go.
Honestly, just you know, yeah, it really sort of, it's humbling, really, because I just can't believe that.
Yeah, I know what type of guy you are. I know what you're like, and I know that you'd be like.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, if
you're not living the dream as such.
You are.
Yeah, live the dream. In fact, some of the gigs were so nice, I almost came away without the check, you know, because that was the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, you'd have done it just for.
Yeah, just to say that you'd sang there or sang for that particular person. And
so after the initial heartbreak of coming away from hairdressers, you were absolutely fine.
yeah, I was. And in fact, in Dubai, I did a Christmas party out there one year for about, 1,000 people, some grounds in the back of this particular hotel. And when I finished the gig, a guy came over to me and he went, Phil, I used to come into your shop in Churwell Barbers. This is in the middle of Dubai. And I'd been working out in Dubai, went out for a year and ended up staying 10 years. And so a guy from my Churwell shop listened to me in the audience in Dubai.
You are, like I said, you're a very, you're higher profile than what you probably think you are. And everybody in Churwell and Morley knows what you're doing. You know what I mean? If they haven't ever seen you, it's like, wow, you know, you are good at what you do. I've seen you at BB's, I've seen you at Town Hall. And I know, I've heard whispers of like how big you've got with it, really, how much in demand. Because I remember one thing that made me smile to myself about you when I seen you around Christmas time, and you went, well, actually, Phil, I'm going to enjoy this Christmas because it's the first time in a long time I haven't been singing on Boxing Day. Or
yeah, that's true.
And you were like, and I think, bloody hell, Phil Fry's just like, yeah, I'm going to have a Boxing Day off.
Yeah, you know, time with your family.
Because one thing you'll have done, my job is like, yeah, I don't mind getting up at 4 in the morning. But if I'm 100% honest, I like to be done at 6 at night.
Yeah.
Well, you will have had them type of hours. Yeah, and I know you're a big family man. I know your girls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I bet you struggle sometimes when they want you to do it on a night, don't you?
Yeah, you do, yeah. It's obviously all evening work and generally weekend work as well, where everybody else is off.
It's not as easy as what people think.
No, you lose touch with a lot of your friends.
Yeah.
You know, and...
you can't really be going and organising to go out boozing and stuff.
No, it's very difficult. You know, I've had like school reunions and things like this, and it might be on a Friday night, and I've got this really important gig on Saturday. I can't go out and get hammered night before. No. You know, even though I want to.
No, you've got to be on it, haven't you?
I've got to wait well after the gig at least. So you know, yeah, you've got to be on it. But yeah, that's one thing it has brought home. Singing all over the world, it makes you realise what you have got.
Yeah.
Back here, we've never moved out. You know, we stayed in Morley. I don't want to go, you know, somewhere else. You know, and obviously when I work away, my wife is still around all her family and friends and everything as well.
I know you're a bit.
And so yeah, I like to keep that. It keeps me grounded as such.
When you're like, I noticed on Facebook you're like super granddad as well.
Yeah, granddad as well. Yeah,
must be cool having a granddad like it. He's Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
my granddad was always an old man. I can't remember him ever doing that. I see you doing all mountain
biking with him, and you know, and whatever else with him, bit of running with him, and all sorts. And and I love that as well because I'm like you, like you've just said. Oh, you remember granddads. As you know, I remember my granddad sat smoking, full strength
My
cigarettes.
granddad was never not an old man.
And a
I
walking
don't get
stick
it.
down the road, always an old man.
Yeah, the one old man.
So I think times are changing that way. We maybe look after ourselves a bit better.
Well, you've
I know
always
you're
looked
taking
after
your running
yourself.
up now as
I'm
well.
trying,
So
yeah, I'm trying.
So you want
trying.
a bit of training
I'm
advice?
doing like at the moment. I'm at run, walk.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to build it up. If I'm 100% honest with you, like, one, I like a gauge.
Yes.
Two, I think I've thrown myself at my work that much that it's like I struggle to have any leverage to the point of planning my diets and this that, and other. I'll just grab a sarnie or grab a pasty, which has led to me getting massively overweight. But one thing I'm trying to do this year is put a bit of investment back into myself. I'm going to try and get some weight off. I want to try and earn a few quid for a couple of charities as well.
That'd be great.
I'm going to do the Leeds 10k, the Ponty 10k, and I am going to do it, even if I have to walk some of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to do it. And I think that was a good idea. Like, somebody as influential as you, and people know you should reinvent the Morley one.
Yeah, I keep getting people saying it was a great event, and they all remember running it as a kid. Or
do you know something? In the community of Churwell, and bearing in mind Churwell's diluted, as much as I love Churwell, it's diluted up into, it's more like Churwell stroke Morley now, isn't it? It just goes all the way up.
Yeah.
But it was a community day that day,
it brought everybody together, and it, I did love it. It's obviously a big thing organising something like that.
Well,
but
I don't think it'd take you long to get some helpers with that.
Yeah. If you recruited the help, you could do it.
I think things like that.
Delegate a bit more.
I've got a shop in Morley, and one of the best days trading we had last year was they had like a dance troupe day on Queen Street.
Yes.
And obviously there were probably 40 different dance troupes come in a competition.
Yes.
All them bring the parents.
Of course they do,
Parents, if they're typical like me, are bored out of their head. They walk up and down Queen Street, you know what? And we took a fortune.
That's
that day.
Fantastic. Yeah, when something's happening,
something like that. Town centres are generally diminishing.
Yeah, maybe rather than having it in Churwell like it used to be, because it's obviously a busy road now, a lot busier than it used to be 20 odd years ago. Bringing it maybe into the town.
Yeah, maybe finish at town hall, start and finish at town hall.
Down the Queen Street or the...
Because Morley people get behind Morley things, like St George's Day Parade's coming up. I know you do, I think you do a bit of work on stuff like that, you don't town hall.
Yeah, I do, with some of the councillors and MPs and things. And
I'm going to be on
get
council.
Involved a little bit. Are you really?
Yeah, I've gone for it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, I mean, you're a very influential person yourself.
What it is, I just honestly believe if you're going to have a chip about something, or you want an opinion on something that's going on in town, don't do it if you're not willing to get behind it.
Of course, yeah.
I've got a few things that I'd like to see happen in Morley.
Yes.
But if you're not willing to go to meetings, and you're not willing to give up your time, and you're not willing to get stuck into it, keep your trap shut.
Yeah, of course,
and I think everybody's got a right. There's plenty of people like to have a chip, and plenty of Facebook warriors who like giving stupid messages and stuff. But if you want, and I don't want to cause no trouble on it. I just want to. Yeah. I think there's some things that are going on.
I think it's good. I used to be on the town council for 4 years. And it really interesting actually, and like you say, you can put your little bit in, can't you? If you don't agree with something, you say it.
I sat at a few meetings, and I think that side of it there ain't my cup of tea, but it's right.
Yes, yeah.
I only see the business stroke community stroke local sports side of it, but there is a lot that goes on with it, and not. I've sat there and thought, that's a good
and
point.
they can actually make things happen. I mean, like the Beryl Burton Memorial and things like this opposite your shop. And
Morley has its own borough council, Morley MDizz, and I think it's really important because you're not just part of Leeds City Council.
Yes.
It's too big. Leeds is so vast.
Yeah, we've got our kind of independence, haven't we, really?
Yeah, got us on. You've got people like Bob Gettins, Wynne Kidger, people like that, Andy Hutchinson, who genuinely care.
They care, don't they?
This is what I say about my business. Somebody had said like, do you honestly believe that I am going to sell a load of rubbish to my people?
Yeah, that's right.
Why
would you do that?
that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I once had one guy having a go at me, and I'm like, do you honestly think that I would sell? I know personally, I won't exaggerate, I bet I know personally minimum 35% of people in Morley.
Yes.
Why
yeah.
would, and that is personally, I know, like, I'm like you, all right.
So why would you sell
Why would I
rubbish?
give them a load of rubbish?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because one, you're going to upset your friend. I said, do you honestly believe that I am going to do it on my own? You don't, never, ever, ever shit on your own doorstep.
No, you don't,
honestly
no.
think I'm as stupid as you.
And since you moved there, you know, your place is the talk of the town. It really
We
is.
like
and
it. We
it's
put us out into it.
great staff, you know, great products. And, you know, what can you say? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
if
just...
my staff aren't passionate about what they're doing, they're out. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get into it or get out of it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
not your
End of.
supermarket pre-packed crap, is it? It's
I
real,
had somebody
real
text
food.
me today and said my wife's pregnant and the hospital have said not to eat any meat that's not British standard agency, i.e. buy it just from supermarkets.
Yes.
I said, well, and basically we're saying I buy my meat from you. Is all yours the same standard agency? I says, do you know how much the supermarkets will pay into the NHS for you to do that?
Yes.
Do you understand
Yeah.
the politics behind it?
Yeah.
If I get a good deal on some Brazilian ribeye steaks that should be 13 quid a kilo and I buy them at 6 because he's got overproduction on them.
Yeah.
And I can sell them to you at 13, so you're getting them at wholesale price.
Yeah.
Are you really bothered about a stamp from a thing? I'm a meat trader.
Yes.
Whether it's English, Yorkshire, Scottish, Irish,
Yes.
Brazilian, Argentinian, Polish, I'm not bothered as long as you are getting the right product at the right money.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah,
And
the quality's there.
There ain't one bit in my shop
Yeah,
that I say,
yeah.
well, that's not from us at home. Every single item has
You
to
believe
be
in
eaten by
whatever.
my daughter.
Yeah, that's-
If I won't feed it to my daughter, I wouldn't feed it to you.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If you don't like or believe that, go shop somewhere else.
Well, we have all our family around on a Monday night, usually after the busy weekend, and we're always at your place.
You always support me. Always.
To get your, whatever your big stews going or your chilies going, and fantastic food, fantastic
You're
food.
a typical community man,
And you support people that you know, obviously,
Of course you
don't
do.
you? You know,
Of course
and
you do.
and not just that, like you said earlier, it's not just because I know you; it's because you're getting quality.
course
You're
it
getting
is.
bloody good.
Like
stuff.
we're introducing a thing on this podcast.
Yeah.
So this podcast is going to be sponsored by Martin Matteson.
Yeah.
He's a builder,
Right.
local lad, nice lad, done a little bit of work for me, but it's going to flash up on this. Please don't think for 1 minute I've charged him. I haven't said, I want 250 quid to sponsor my podcast.
Yes.
But if it helps him along, I know your son-in-law's got his own glazing business,
Yes,
hasn't he?
yes.
If he sends his PDF, we'll put it on here, sponsored by
That's
there.
a great
'Cause
idea, that,
if you
yeah.
what I'm trying to do eventually, and I've touched on it before, but what we're trying to do in shop is have a screen in shop and a card holder.
Yeah.
And I want like one glazing man, one plumber, one roofer, one landscaper, one plumber, one whatever that may be, one
Yeah.
off, or maybe stretch to two of.
Yes.
But if everybody were to put in £150,
Yes.
then what we could do with that pot of money is buy some for, like, say, Churwell Lions football team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And say,
yeah.
right, we've
sponsor a kit.
the
or...
business people of Morley, not Bennett's Butchers. So
Yes.
it's just about me. The business people of Morley, and maybe have all their names on there, and say, right, we've put so much into community. We've put, and they get an advert on the thing.
Yeah,
so
rolling
where it'll
advert.
come in for me is this week's special. So and so glazing.
Yes.
This week's special.
Yeah, that's
Martin Matteson building. This week's
Yeah.
special. Michael Wainwright plumbing.
Yeah.
Do you know? And then
Like with the rugby, when somebody scores a try and they're sponsored by whoever, and it's sort
but
of
it's like
similar.
a community thing. So if you're from Morley, you're in, and it'll take a little bit of time to
It will,
organise this
it
and
will,
organise. But if you could put it together, I'm sure it'd be a good advert. 'Cause the cards then could be on side in shop.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
some, because I get it all the time. Like, Phil, do you know a decent plumber? Yeah, of course I do. I can use him. Phil, who do you use for flooring? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
sort of like keep the network together.
Yeah,
And who do you
yeah.
use for this? Who do you use for that? So
Yeah,
and
if
like,
you've used them here at your house or your business,
Yeah,
you
people
can
who do
recommend
good
them, can't you?
Yeah,
Obviously,
good solid job. And then
Yeah.
if there was somebody on there that were ripping people off, you just kick them off.
Well,
you're not
that's
in,
it. Yeah,
you know, you're
yeah,
not in.
they're stripped of their.
Stripped
Yeah,
of it,
yeah,
like his
yeah.
own little
Yeah.
trade mason thing.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah,
But-
no rug builders on this
Out.
list.
If
Yeah,
you're not in, you're out.
no, it's a great idea. That
Well,
yeah,
I'm going to work on it. I keep working on little different projects, and it's just about bringing people in. If anybody wants to like sponsor a podcast, it's not going to cost you all, but we'll try and help you out. We'll try and give you a thing on it. I know your son-in-law massively into glazing, isn't he?
Yeah, provincial glass. Yeah, and he's doing great. Decided to go on his own year and a half or whatever ago, and doing really, really well. I'm proud of him. Yeah.
Is your grandson? Is his son a good sportsman?
Yeah,
Stuart wasn't a bad sportsman.
No, he was good.
Boxer,
good. Yeah, could run and football. The two boys are good footballers.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah. And the youngest one's been, spotted by one or two people.
Don't you find, though, now, do you go watch them play football?
Occasionally, yeah, if I'm around, yeah.
Don't you find the younger mixed-race children perfect athletes?
I do, yeah.
They're
just unbelievable.
Rugby, I
They're absolutely unbelievable.
When I was growing up, Chev Walker, he was like a phenom. He was just a total freak when it come to rugby. Just could run like a train.
Yeah.
People. And I know
the skills as well.
I've just noticed in sport, and especially in junior sport and academies coming through, the number of mixed race children in rugby, football, whatever that may be.
Yeah,
the genes mix
and they
just make a better.
Yeah, don't know what it is. Yeah,
like boxers.
Yeah,
they're like once you mix them genes, they must just make into
there's just
the
something there,
athlete.
isn't there? And it seems to. Yeah, because Liam, my youngest, he's just unbelievable. He's so fast and skillful, you know. And then Jamie's got back into it now, the eldest one, and he's scoring every week, and it's just great to see, and you think, well, again, like we said earlier, they're training through the week, training hard, passionate about what they do, and they're scoring goals. Is it Churwell Lines now with Liam? I think it is Churwell Lines with Liam, and then the eldest one's gone with Glenn. Glenn Juniors.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Yeah.
I know Ian Sweeney does Churwell Lions. Good shout out for him. He's
great
it's
guy.
like his dad. He's just totally and utterly reenacting his dad's life. And Sonny,
amazing,
he just went right through it.
And he came down to England with Eddie Gray all them years ago. So I've read, and I know Eddie personally because I've done his daughter's weddings, and private parties, and that again they all help each other. That whenever there's any parties, they recommend me, and it's just we all help each other.
What ambition have you got left now with Frank?
Well, I love what I do. I think I might have wanted to get further when I first started 20 years ago. So I've been doing it 20 years now. And I wanted to be like on the West End or somewhere, in some show, and it was a big dream. And then last summer, I got a call from some producer that were putting the West End show together with a Rat Pack, and they wanted 8 shows a week for 6 months in London, in the West End. And like now, 20 years later, I'm just thinking, do I really need that? You've gone on. You've moved on since then, and I'm getting my own work now. People emailing you, the Facebook, can you do my wedding? Can you do this? Can you do this hotel? I did Annabelle's in London, where Sinatra used to go after his big shows at the Royal Albert Hall. He used to go to this lovely private nightclub in Mayfair called Annabelle's, and I was invited down there to be Frank last year, and I just felt so honoured, really.
Have you ever met anybody who's been a relation of Frank Sinatra?
I have. Yeah. Again, it's got to be about 12, 13 years ago. I heard that Sinatra Jr. was on a world tour. He's more of a jazz singer. And he was coming to Wigan Pier. Would you believe it? Wigan Pier. And I'm thinking, Frank Sinatra Jr. coming to Wigan Pier. So I thought straight away tickets, Went along to the show. And I went dressed like this, I didn't want the saddle and my hat and all the way through the show or whatever. Hoping he'd notice me, But no, I kept discreet, and I waited to see him after the show. Hung around, and maybe about 1,500 people in the audience, and everybody went. I kept getting people saying, he won't come out and see you, I mean, it's too big for that. And I thought, I'm hanging around, and after about 40 minutes, came out with a towel around his neck, still sweating from doing his gig, and handshake, and showed him my flyer again. I said, tribute to your dad, and I had a photograph with him, and he was the nicest guy And it was just, and I'm thinking, this is Sinatra's son, you know.
Wow.
So the closest I've ever been to him is his own son. So, I mean, that was just heaven to me.
Yeah.
Absolute heaven.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't like. I wonder, he'll have Googled you or something.
It makes you wonder, really. It does make you
It'd
wonder.
be upsetting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If
But he wished me
any type of
luck in my
relationship.
career. And, you know, I just told him what I did. I do a tribute to your dad. And, you know, and you know, if somebody like him endorses you and say, you know, good luck with it all, what more can you ask?
No, it's unbelievable. You've had a right journey.
Yeah.
And I can't see it ending me because I think you enjoy it. You might slow it down, but you enjoy it.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing now is, you know, I've been in it now, like I say, that length of time. I'm handpicking more jobs now. I won't just do some corner pub where nobody's going to be listening. You know, I do it. Like I say, I am passionate, and I do like the ballads as well as the swing songs.
What's the best venue you've done?
It's very difficult. The biggest is obviously the middle of the pitch for Leeds Rhinos, you know, 20,000 people or whatever, and you're just singing 3 or 4 songs before the game starts. So that's maybe like my biggest audience, which were, you know, squeaking a bit walking into the pitch on that one, I tell you. But best venue, Theatre Royal in Windsor. I did it with my band, and we weren't supporting anybody. It was us.
Yeah.
And some friends in London said, you want to be doing a theatre down here, you know, not these little theatres in the middle of nowhere, which I love anyway, but it's a Theatre Royal. You've had, you know, some of the biggest names on the planet have performed.
Yeah.
Theatre Royal in Windsor, right next to the castle. And we had a most fantastic gig, you know, and this particular chap who recommended me to go there, he bought 100 tickets for himself and his friends, and you know, bought the first 100 tickets. And you know, we didn't sell out, but we were 3/4 full in a place where nobody knew me.
Yeah, that's good.
Just amazing, you know, amazing.
It always sounds like Morley for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, when I'm in Morley Town all the last
Decent
20
venue,
years.
isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. What a lovely building, Morley.
Yeah, it is.
Really is.
You don't
know,
realise how good, how
you know what
nice
we've got.
a setting
Yeah,
it is. There should be more stuff like that.
Yeah, most people have just walked past the building, haven't they, and
Yeah.
gone, you know, nice clock or whatever. But inside, it's absolutely stunning, really.
No,
you know.
when I make it to mayor, I'm going to have you in the park.
Yes, yeah, for the mayor's ball. That'd be brilliant.
I'm surprised they don't have you for that anyway.
Yeah, I've done it a few times as well, and I think when
Big Bob Gettins, he'll have had you.
Bob's booked me a few times, and Wing Kidger and some of the other local, you know, councillors, which is. It's just great. It's just great when you look out there and you recognise faces, and these people have supported you again and again, just like yourself in the shop. The clients keep coming back and coming back.
It's job satisfaction.
And they love it, don't they? You know, they love it if they think you've made it, sort of thing. You know, I never think, oh, I've made it.
No.
I'm grounded, and I'm always thinking, I'm only as good as my next gig, or as good as my last gig, or whatever.
Work it, don't you?
Work all the time. Never think you're there.
Your daughter's got a bit of an interest in it as well now, hasn't you? Didn't she do some promoting?
Yes, yeah. Emma, my middle daughter, she's got involved with A1 Events Management, we call it, and we booking bands. You know, we've got a Beatles tribute show, a Motown show, and various things that we're booking into town halls and for people's private parties. You know, and I think maybe what we're doing there is setting something up for when I'm doing less and less gigs. You know, I maybe don't want to travel as much. We can then start selling good acts that I've met along the way. But I've got a great Bublé, or I've got a great, you know, Elvis or whatever it might be, and set up our own little agency of, like you've said in the shop, with local businesses
like
that you can recommend, but you're making a little bit off the top from them all, but they don't care because they're getting a great gig out of it.
If they're getting good quality and
so that could be the eventual aim. But I think because I'm doing this tribute to Sinatra, and he went, you know, he sang for so many decades. You know, I mean, he was still doing it when he was 80. So I mean, it's something you could just continue doing.
Yeah, I think I can see.
I don't think there's a retirement age with something like what I'm doing, really. You know, it's just.
They have you on a resident at MDizz, don't they?
Like, yeah, MDizz, yeah.
Have you ever sang in Vegas?
Not in Vegas, no. I might be speaking out of line, I might not, but I still think there's a little bit of this underworld stuff going on with the agencies out there. There seems to be somebody getting a bigger cut than you get, you know, for the gigs. So the money's never been good enough. in Vegas.
For it to get
To get me out there. So your Dubai's and your, and Milan and Switzerland and places like this, they pay better money because they're somebody's private party and they want you. Whereas if they're just flying you out to sing at some hotel in Vegas, like I said, there's somebody getting a bigger bite than I am.
Wow.
So it's not really what I want, So yeah, we'll just see where it goes from here. It's all, every event I do is like something new, even though you're doing mostly the same songs a lot of the times. I do vary it a little bit, but you're meeting new people along the way, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think you've got a real...
It's really
I wanted
interesting.
you to come on this, and obviously we try to reach out to as many people as possible, and like, I just thought, something, I know for a fact that people of Morley and Churwell especially, and I'm not going to tickle you back and all that, but I'm pretty sure this will get a lot of views.
Well,
because people are genuinely got a little bit of interest and intrigue, and I know that you don't go around Morley blabbing off about it. You just get on with your work and do a good job.
No, and it's so nice going round Morley, just in your jeans and your t-shirt, and every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to stop and talk to you, like they do with you when you're outside the shop, and it's and that's so but it's so kind of it's fantastic, it's fantastic that these people, I love giving them my time, and chatting away to them, not just like, I'm in a rush, I'm going, and I'm like this after a gig, like even at Beaver's, I want to walk around every table and say hello to everybody, and there's still that personal touch. It's all part of the job, isn't it? It's part of the job. These people that just hit the last note and straight out of the back of the building.
That's what I think, like with people who shop at supermarket, when you're going, pick it yourself. Check it out yourself now, so they don't even want to pay somebody to take your money.
True. Yeah.
Then pay for carrier bag to put it in.
Yeah.
And then take it to your car. I don't get that how that has ever won over coming into the shop, getting served, asked how you are, personal touch, looked after. I don't get that bit.
No, I understand where you're coming from. So you've got to, the local shops have got to be supported.
I think so.
They've got to be supported. So. The big supermarkets have closed too many places down.
If the shops that don't perform, then more to them. But that's what I say to my staff. We give the only thing that we win at every single time is personal service, looking after people. I don't care if you've been on beer day before. I don't care if you've got something going on at home. I don't care if you're not in a good mood. You treat them customers properly.
Yeah, all the same.
And if you don't, you're out. Simple as.
You look after them all, don't you?
Anybody can have a bad day, but they don't need to know.
That's true, yeah.
Simple as.
I do agree with that.
Customers come first.
Yeah, they're right, yeah.
Summer, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's.
We always. I know you normally put that on.
Yeah, we normally sort of. We've both got our little hats here. We've got to wear this one, not this one now.
You give me that one.
Yeah.
You've got to put that one on. So. I don't look anything like Frank Sinatra at all.
Yes. That's brilliant.
How does he have it? He has it like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's got to be tilted a little bit, hasn't it?
Put that one on for him as well. Fantastic.
Yeah, let's have a look at this one.
Let's give these where they belong.
That's great.
That's the one tilted. I'll have to get this further down.
Hey, there we are. Look at that.
Eh? Boom. Thanks for having you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Cheers.
Done.
Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get